Hi class, welcome to the second week of the course and congratulations on completing the first week. So once you have taken a look at the assignments for this week, you're going to want to go into Unit 2 and take a look at what we have going on this week. So this week we are going to continue our discussion of mass media. This week we're going to be focusing on media effects. So you want to make sure that you read the introduction this week. It'll give you a brief introduction into what we have and what we're going to be covering this week. So after you do that, be sure to review the learning objectives for the week. And they are to learn key media effects theories and apply them to your real world experience. Discover the role of propaganda, persuasion, and astroturfing in crafting media message. Recognize persuasion techniques in real world media message. Analyze and contextualize your media consumption and understand the conventions of web writing versus other styles. So in order to be successful this week, we want to make sure that you are reading all of the materials and watching all of the videos. You will have a really hard time being successful in the class if you do not. And for our first discussion this week, we are going to be talking about media effects. So you're going to need to make sure that you watch this video, the AstroTurf and Manipulation of Media Message video, because you're going to be discussing it this week. So you're going to be considering if you are surprised by Atkinson's example of the Redskins football team and the AstroTurfing of the controversy. You are going to discuss whether or not you agree with her assessment of Wikipedia. And then, of course, you're going to respond to two of your colleagues. So remember the requirements for the discussion rubric. Let's go back to course information and review that. You have to post 4 times in the week. The first post must be by Wednesday of the week here. I need to post on 3 days. So 4 posts on 3 days with the first one by Wednesday. Let's go back to Unit 2. So you have that due this week, which is a graded activity. Also this week, you are going to be creating your own blog. And so to begin doing that, you're going to go to wordpress.com and you're going to open an account. Be sure to open the free account. It's really easy to do. Here is what it looks like. So all you do here is start your website, add your email, username, and password, and then you can create your account. And then you will continue through the 7 steps to create your account, and then you can set up your blog. So I started to do one myself, so I would have a good idea of what you're going to be doing in this class. And you can see here, this is just a blank blog. So you have my URL here, AllisonKeatingJones.wordpress.com. And I have not begun to add content, but all of this took me really just about 10 minutes. So when you are creating yours, you want to set aside, I would recommend at least an hour to create your blog, and make sure that you just do it in one setting. I think that would be easier for you than trying to go back in and restart. So set aside about an hour and get this started. You can follow these instructions here. It's really, really, really easy. Here's also a helpful website for you. So, all right. So once you have done that, your assignment this week, your written assignment, is to draft your first blog post. Now, you are not actually going to post that in the blog just yet. You're going to type this up for me in Microsoft Word and post it as a graded assignment so you can use my feedback and then post it into your blog. And so this is going to be based on the results of the media diary that you used in week 1. So first of all, you're going to address, were you surprised at how much time you spend with the media, in why or why you weren't, and in what ways you were surprised. In terms of social media, can you find yourself in the demographic usage described in the Pew Research article you read this week, which you just need to scroll up here and find, let's see, here it is right here, the demographics of social media users. So you want to take a look at this. To answer that question, you can see the demographic information here. That will help you answer that question. And then you want to think about what you have learned this week about media effects in terms of how the media influences you more passively. And find a real life example to explain your point, and be sure to mention the source of your information. Um, and so, in order to write this, first of all, it's going to be 500 to 600 words. And it's not actually going to be written like you would a normal academic paper. You want to actually take into consideration the formatting recommendations for blog writing. So you want to make sure you keep your paragraph short. When you can, use bullets or lists. That really improves readability. Your first sentence should be an attention getter that hooks your reader. You want to make sure that you use sources to support your points. And you don't have to use a full APA citation, but just make sure you are sourcing or citing your sources. And then you want to conclude in a different way than we would in an academic paper. You want to conclude by inviting your readers to comment and add their own voices. So I want to show you what I think is a really nice example of a student blog. So this is written by the student Luke Murphy. And he is at Open University. And here is what his blog looks like. So you can see it's very user-friendly. It's very, very easy to read. Let's take a look at one of his stories. So here's his post. You can see he's done very short paragraphs. He has a nice opening sentence. When you've been out of education for a while, making the transition back in can be a daunting process. You can even try to do something more attention getting. I like how he's used headings. He's used really nice graphics. Again, very short paragraphs, lots of graphics. The conclusion. Here's the space for comments. So I think this is a great example. I have posted some of these examples in your announcements. Let's see, scroll down in here. Here you go. If you find examples of student blogs, this can be helpful for you. So you can take a look at these three that I've pulled out in particular, or you can take a look at this website that lists probably 15 to 20 different student blogs, and that can give you a good example of what I'm expecting. Okay, so let's go back to Unit 2. Oh, and really quickly, while we're talking about attention getters, I wanted to show, this is a good example of an attention getter. So this is my welcome to this week, and my opening line is 600 million. That's how many blogs exist in the world today. So that is like a very strong attention getter. You want to think of using something like that to attract your audience's attention. Okay, so we've read all our materials and watched all our videos. You have posted in the discussion. You have created your WordPress blog and posted your URL here. You have drafted your blog and submitted it to me. And the other thing you have to do this week is begin tweeting to me. So you want to make sure that you are doing 14 a week. It can be tweets or retweets. You have to make sure that you are using, let's see, at Allison K. Jones 1 in your tweets so that I have a copy of them so I receive it and know that it's gone through. So here's what we have so far in the course. We have these posts. So you want to make sure that you are including that so I get a copy of your tweets when they go through. So here is some great information about tweeting. For these tweets, you want to make sure that they are professional. These are not personal tweets. They can be conversational. They can be funny. They can be, warm and friendly. They don't have to be serious, but they have to be professional. They need to meet netiquette requirements of the course. So nothing inappropriate, no bad language. No video or photographs, forwarding anything that would be offensive. So you want to make sure that it's professional and respectful. And one thing that you want to make sure too is that it relates to your career. So you want to make sure that you are posting things regarding your major, your job, your university, those kinds of things in your tweet. So you want to avoid, unless it's university sports team, any kind of sports teams. You don't want to retweet fashion unless your major is fashion, or you get the gist. So it needs to be related to your career or to your major. So here's just some great tips for that. So just to recap what we have going on this week, because we really do have a lot, you're going to read the introduction, read all of this information, watch videos, respond to the discussion forum on MediaFX, set up your WordPress blog and post your URL here, complete your first blog post, which is 500 to 600 words on your media diary. You're going to follow the formatting and writing tips for blog writing. You are also going to begin tweeting this week, and you're going to tweet 14 tweets or retweets. And you're going to make sure that you include at Allison K. Jones 1. All right, so that's what we have going on. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know.